Kirsty Cameron, filmmaker from behind Though I Walk, joins me back on the show today to talk about her latest film, a heartbreakingly beautiful documentary called The Garden Room. And it's a story that follows a Christchurch family and their story of stillbirth and hope. Hi, Kirsty. Welcome back to the program.
Hi, so nice to talk to you again.
Firstly, congratulations. When we last spoke, I don't know when it was, 6 months ago, I'm guessing, you were at that place where I think you'd shot the film, but you were needing funds to do the colour grading and the editing and that sort of thing. Was that right?
Yeah, that's right. So I shot the film on my own and edited it on my own, but I really wanted a lovely professional finish. I can color grade and do sound myself, but not to the level that I wanted it to be. So yeah, we were raising funds for that, and with the help of Rema Media supporters and friends and whānau, we raised $20,000 to get a professional color grade and post-production sound, which is just mind-blowing. Yep.
And the film looks amazing. You have done such a great story. I was warned to have tissues. I did need them. Sensitive and beautiful storytelling, Kirsty. Congratulations.
Thank you. I feel really, really honoured to have been part of it and to bring that story to New Zealand and worldwide, of course. I think it's a really important topic for us to be speaking about.
For sure. Now, for people who don't know what the Garden Room is, just tell us the significance of the name of the film.
So the Garden Room is a room at Christchurch Women's Hospital that I wasn't aware of, and I had my baby at Christchurch Women's Hospital, and it's a room that is specifically designed for women who are birthing stillborn babies or with their babies who aren't going to survive once they've been born. And it turns out that there's one of these rooms in every hospital in New Zealand. And I just think it's quite incredible that I walked those corridors in labor and I gave birth to my baby boy up there. And just a couple of doors down, there is this room where the most tragic things happen.
Yeah. So I love the way you set the doco up. You know, we meet the characters, the family, mum and dad, Ben and Kylie, and their four kids. And, you know, you sort of get to feel a little bit of their personality, and the youngest who wants to play rugby and all the things. And it's just so beautiful. And then the family find out, you know, they know they're pregnant and they're having this stillborn baby, and just the impact of the family and those children just sharing their hearts with you. Like, where did you come into the process of this family and the journey that they've been going through?
So I met Ben and Kylie at church while Kylie was pregnant with Grace, and I didn't actually know she was pregnant. I think she was around 25 odd weeks. So I met them as church, as a family, and just instantly fell in love with them. I mean, you nailed it. As soon as you watch The Garden Room, you cannot help but fall in love with this family. They're loud, they're boisterous, they wear their heart on their sleeve. And so I was friends with them, still friends with them, but that's kind of how it progressed. And I was actually going to film Kylie's baby coming home to meet the kids because I'm a filmmaker, and I thought that would be a really lovely wee gift is to film baby meeting all his siblings. And of course, that took a very different turn.
So at what point, you know, did you guys decide to keep going with this? Like, that must have been really awkward. What sort of conversations did you have around that and continuing with, you know, telling some stories of the family?
Yeah, well, I feel the documentary has entirely come out of the way that Kylie has walked her grief out publicly. So she was sharing everything that she was feeling and wrestling with in such raw detail on her Facebook. And it was incredible for all of us to have been privy to that not many people would share so openly. And I couldn't help but think she's just such a fantastic storyteller. And so I think it was around Christmas time and been a couple of months after Grayson's passing that they were over for a barbecue at my house. And I just said to them, look, someday if you wanted to, I would love to record your testimony of Grayson and just share exactly what you're sharing as you do publicly now. And it just evolved from there. And I don't want to give too much away about their journey, but it just evolved and kind of snowballed and became a full feature-length film. It
Well,
wasn't the plan, but that's what's happened, and it's incredible. And God is so good with what he's done with it.
Yeah, that's what I thought about the family. Wow, they're so open. Like they're going through this and they're telling the story. Sometimes, it might be years and years later, but it was sort of happening and unfolding, and it was just, well, it is. It's such a beautiful film, which I don't want to give too much away because as the story has, the hard stuff and it has hope in it as well. And but I know you've had some screenings of the film around the country, and what sort of response have you had?
Oh my gosh. I think for me, there was an incredible reward of watching my film in a theatre surrounded by people. So I hired out Hoyt's Theatre in Christchurch, and I thought, we'll just do one little screening. Well, that sold out in 10 hours.
Wow.
And so 10 hours, which was just mind-blowing. And 95 seats, and I don't have that many friends, so it wasn't just all my friends. And so I thought, right, well, we'll put on a second screening. There was requests for third, but we just didn't really have the finances. And it's a really vulnerable position when you're sitting in a theatre and there's a bunch of people who are going to watch something that you've worked on pretty much in private and quiet for 3 years. And I felt like my heart was out there, and I'm thinking about the family who are in the audience and they hadn't seen it yet. I tried to make them watch it first, but they didn't want to. So I'm thinking, are they going to feel loved? Are they going to feel presented well? I'm taking the most tragic situation that they've been through and I'm presenting that to the world. Did I do a good enough job of that? Are people going to resonate with it? Or yeah, it was so many emotions. And so to hear the laughter, like you said, when you first meet the family, they just crack you up. And
Yeah.
to hear the laughter and to hear the tears, and then at the end, just to hear this applause from all these people who have been affected by stillbirth, or families and friends. It was a very special moment. I don't think I will ever forget that feeling.
I mean, you're telling their story, right? But when they were your friends, and as a filmmaker, you put yourself, as a storyteller, you put yourself into the story, right? You feel the feels. I don't think you can be a filmmaker like what you're sharing and not feel it. What did you learn through the process of making this beautiful film?
That's such a great question. I think maybe a more sadder topic is I learned that it would have been probably a good idea for me to have some counseling on board walking through this.
Yeah.
It took a really big emotional toll on me.
Yes.
My mental health declined considerably. But it took a friend saying to me, do you think the fact that you're sitting in this trauma daily, experiencing it, might have affected your mental health? It took me a while to connect the dots. I don't know why. So that would be one thing I've learned, is to have maybe some professional help with me while I'm dealing with really difficult stories.
Yeah.
And the other flip side of that is just how powerful God is and how much he speaks to you. I really feel like Jesus edited the film. I know I said that with Though I Walk, but it's still the same with this. There would be scenes I'd be sitting doing, and I knew that I wanted it to look a certain way, but I didn't know how to get it started. And I just lift my hands up and I go, okay, God, you need to edit this scene. This is your story. You need to give me the inspiration. And he did. And it just, it came together because of Jesus. I know he's given me gifts and I know that I made it, but there is no way that a solo woman can make a film like that without the power of God. It's just not possible.
So he's your co-director, co-producer, co-editor. Is that what you're saying?
He's the executive director, and I'm just the hands.
Yeah, well, he is a master storyteller, right? And he created storytelling, so he's going to know a thing or two of how to guide us in our storytelling.
Yeah,
yeah. I hear what you're saying about making stuff. I've made some stuff before in my life too. A podcast I made 5 years ago, which pushed up a bit of trauma for me as well. It's this thing, isn't it, of being a storyteller and having empathy, but not then realizing that it can actually cost you in the process. But generally, those films are the best ones, to be honest. The outcome is pretty evident in the beautiful film that you have made. We're lucky enough to be able to see it. It's coming up next Tuesday, the 15th of October at 7:30 p.m. on Shine TV, which is, in fact, Infant Loss Day. You want to see it. And then, of course, it will be on demand as well. What other plans have you got for the film, Kirsty?
Yeah, so there's been a couple of screenings at independent cinemas. There was one in Napier, and there is one in Dunedin on the 17th of October at Metro Cinema. So if you're in Dunedin and you'd like to see it in cinema, just head to the Metro Cinema website and grab some tickets. On the 18th of October, it will also be available worldwide on our website to view. So that's gardenroom.nz. So that's the best place to find out any information, any updates about the film is either following on Facebook, which is the Garden Room Movie, or the website, thegardenroom.nz.
Kirsty Cameron, once again, congratulations and thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you can catch all our interviews on Star. See you next time.